results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Welcome to Fifth Street Sports, folks. I'm Frank Perez, joined in-house with Chip Chirimbus. And today we got Oklahoma Brian and Florida Ricks. We got the bases loaded today, folks. Everybody on board. Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, iHeartRadio, American Forces. Thank you to the men and women for the American Forces. Also, folks, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Where's the boys at? There they are. Hey, I'm sure you guys know today is May 9th. This is used to be a huge day for me. You know what day it is, right? I mean, just in case you're ever on Millionaire.
I don't know. No.
Okay, now in the 90s, I owned laundromats, and this was a huge day for me because it's National Lost Sock Day.
Did you clean up?
Yeah, so all my customers would go in, and I would bring out the boxes of all the lost socks that we would find in the dryers. It's actually a big day. It's a huge day. Anyways, boys,
socks that aren't claimed.
How's it going out there?
Good. What happened to the socks that aren't claimed?
Well, I kept them, but we had 28 dryers. So as you can know, at the end of the night when we were cleaning out all the dryers, we'd just throw them in a big box. We'd always find tons of socks, and then on May 9th, I would have a big party with coffee and biscuits and everything, and everybody would come in to claim the lost socks.
Did you find a lot of money? How big a deal was that in the cleaner business?
Yes, in the dryers, we once a month when we emptied out the big traps in the back, they'd be full of change and rings, condoms, Coke spoons, everything. It was a trip.
That's
it was
funny.
a trip. Anyways, Chip, hey, Chip, once again, guys, and you guys, NBA, you guys were totally on fire.
Yeah, we got both NBA games right, and Chip and I both, pretty much gave out Milwaukee almost like a sure thing. That was such an easy play. It's it's one of those games you look back on. Oh, why didn't I make more?
But Chip put an icing on top. Chip had the under in Golden State also.
Oh, that was Houston.
Yeah.
Houston and under. Yeah.
Houston
And I had Houston too. Yeah.
So.
Hey guys, when we come back, put your thinking caps on. I want you to tell me what you think of the series now without Durant in it. The game 7.5, folks. This is Fifth Street Sports. When we come back, we're going to break down this NBA, NHL. We got Chip Chirimbus, Florida Rick, Oklahoma Brian, and we got Nick Geber. He might chime in too in Little Soccer. Back after this, folks.
Jared has hundreds of gifts you could get Mom this Mother's Day, like a tennis bracelet.
Aww.
Or a diamond necklace.
Thank you, sweetie.
But there's only one that will make her feel like this.
Yes!
With Jared's Diamond Price Match Guarantee, you can finally get Mom the one gift she's always wanted.
Oh, I love you so much.
For you to get engaged. Shop at a Jared store today and dare to be devoted.
We promise to match any price on a loose certified diamond of the same characteristics and quality from any other jewelry retailer as validated by Jared personnel in store. See jared.com/price match for details.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531. Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV Ears. When you wear TV Ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. That's 800-984-4207.
Trade Pros. Ferguson is committed to making business with us the easiest part of your day. Ferguson.com is designed to help run your business from the office to the job site by making your day-to-day activities easier with 24/7 account access, unmatched online inventory, and on-the-go account management. And with our Pro Plus customer loyalty program, you can earn points with every online purchase, redeemable for merchandise, event tickets, trips, and more. Sign up today at Ferguson.com.
Folks, we're back. We got the bases loaded on 5th Street, Oklahoma. Brian, Florida Rick, Chip Chirimbus. I'm Frank Perez on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. All right, you guys, I'm throwing it out to the other side of the country and over here. What do you think of this Durant going out? What's it going to do to this series?
Well, I'll start.
Oh, yeah.
The number you said, Houston at home. What is the price on that game right now?
What's the price, Rick? 7.5?
Seven.
I think that's a big
seven
number,
half,
Rick. I happen to think that's a big number, and my first instinct, without seeing anything else other than coming off last night's, is that I would lay it before I take it. What were the numbers on the other games without Durant when they were at home? They were like.
It was like about a pick'em, Houston -1. Well, I guess the first game was like a Houston about 2.5 to 3, and the second game was the Golden State by 1 or pick'em.
So do you think that he's an 8.5 point value to the line?
Boy, the way he's been playing this playoffs, I kind of think so. I know it's. I don't know if really there's anyone out there who's worth more right now to the number than Durant. I mean, they stepped it up last night once he went out in the fourth quarter, but can they do that for an entire game? That's the question. I don't know. I think Golden State's going to kind of pack it in and just save it all for Game 7.
Yeah,
that's my initial instinct.
That's what I was wondering about this line being that high. Do they think they're just going to go through the motions and come back and try and win it at home, which is very dangerous?
Yeah. Hey, Brian, how about this, buddy? Why don't you make me a series price from here on this?
Well, I think you could just okay. So this line is 7. Money line is what? What's the midpoint of the money line? 3
looks like here. No, it's about -320. So the midpoint's about -290.
Okay, and what would the Game 7 line be?
Let's say Houston wins by 7.
Okay, let's say they win by 7, right?
Okay.
I think you got to make.
Okay, how big?
What do you make the Game 7 at Golden State?
I would say Golden State -1.5, almost a pick 'em.
Wow, really?
I think it would be that low.
They played without Durant this season and done fairly successful.
Well, Brian,
I don't see any way it's going to be over 2. I think it's going to be that 1.5 to 2 range. I don't see any way. I think you put it over 2, and I would grab all the Houston I can get +2.5, +3.
Rick, that means they're in big trouble in my mind.
It means they're in big trouble in my mind too. As soon as I saw him go out last night, I'm like, actually, I texted Bri right away. I'm like, wow, I think Durant just tore his Achilles. Now they say it's not a torn Achilles, but we've seen enough people with torn Achilles injuries to know that that's exactly what happens when you tear your Achilles. So, they're calling it a right calf strain. I don't know. It's hard to believe that it's only a right calf strain.
So they're going to have to do it without him then, and they've won without him
for sure
before.
this series.
Can they win this time? It's a tough call.
So I'm guessing with both of those things in mind, I'm guessing Golden State's probably what, -160 for the series price?
I was going to say $1.50, but I think you're pretty
Wow.
close. I don't think we can make it much higher than that with the point spread lines on these games. What Rick says they're going to be. I don't know how you'd make the series money line any higher.
You know
Yeah,
what's
I
it
agree.
can't be much higher than minus 160.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 160 would be.
The
a good
other than the
line.
fact that the Warriors have 2 shots at it. They have 2 chances to win. So
Yeah.
Right.
You know what's
Yeah.
you know what's strange is I have a friend of mine who's got a bunch of bets booked on Milwaukee in the futures, and some of them was Milwaukee before even the season started as high as 50-1 at one point.
ooh, that seems
Yeah,
awful
because
high.
he's majorly exposed on Milwaukee, and I said, well, don't worry about it. I said Golden State will bail you out. Now what do you think?
I'd be sweating that one.
You would be, right? I mean, what would you make like Milwaukee and Houston in a series price?
Well, they got to get there first. Houston's
Well,
down 3
Milwaukee would
games to
have the
2,
home
right? I
court
mean,
advantage.
we're talking like Houston's going to the finals. They're down 3 games to 2. They have to still come up.
True.
That's true. But okay, how about this? Let's say you booked huge Milwaukee action. Would you rather have Houston at full strength defending you, or Golden State without Durant defending you?
Who?
You
That's
know
a
what I
good
mean?
question.
Right?
That's a great
Think
question.
about that.
This Houston might be real. They look that much better this year than they have in the past, and they're certainly getting the breaks here with Cousins going down and now Durant going down. Maybe they'll get to it.
It could be their year, boys.
It happens.
Yeah,
Well,
and Green
well,
seems
I'm
like
just
he's in
curious.
foul trouble every game.
Rick, what would you make that series price between Milwaukee and Houston if it does happen?
Milwaukee and Houston, obviously, Milwaukee's got home court. I'm not even sure who to make favorite. I would make it. I would probably make it. I just off the top of my head, I'd make it a true pick 'em. I don't even know who to make favorite right
I
now.
was going to
Whoever's
say
the favorite.
$1.20, $1.25. That was,
But you got to
Yeah,
give it to
but I'm
Milwaukee.
not even sure
They
which
got
team to.
home court, right? And they won the most games.
they had the best record.
Yeah,
Milwaukee
yeah,
would
but
Milwaukee be a smart.
they're also in the East, so you got to factor that in too. Maybe a much easier schedule, but yeah, I don't know who to make favorite. Like Chip says, $1.20, $1.25. I'm not sure which team would be the $1.25.
Well, I was thinking a home team.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm probably Milwaukee's tiniest favorite, but I really see it as a true pick'em. I don't know who I'd take.
You know, that this also might be. It really might have more to do with public sentiment, and if the public thinks that Houston is that much better, if they come to that conclusion, maybe the Rockets are going to end up being favored in the series.
You know,
Yeah,
could-
no, especially if they beat Golden State and then win. No, I mean everyone's already saying that. I mean, we are that if Houston gets by Golden State, they're just going to automatically run right through Denver, and I don't even think it's going to be that easy. I do think they'll escape, but I don't think they'll get out of there easy.
That's
I
true.
think it's going to be a tough 6-game, 7-game
That's a
series.
big game tonight
Yeah,
too.
and then
Yeah.
and then we're talking like Milwaukee can already beat like Toronto. You know, they still got to beat
Right,
Toronto,
yeah.
right?
That's not a sure thing either, especially the way Toronto's played now of recent. And Kawhi Leonard looks like he's his old self, and he looks unstoppable. And yeah, that should be a hell of a series too.
Well, are you guys rooting for a changing of the guard in the NBA this year? Would you rather see the
I
Cleveland
am.
goes?
Sure, why
Yeah,
not?
definitely, of course.
Yeah.
I think the majority of people out there are. Golden State, they're a fun team, I guess, but I don't know how likable of a team they are. I going around the country and, hearing people like at bars, at games, can't really remember many people saying they're a huge Golden State fan. Back in the day, the Lakers, Celtics, everyone was always the Lakers fan or a Celtics fan, Bulls fan. Now you don't really hear people, oh, I'm a huge Golden State fan. Maybe if you go to the Bay Area, but outside of that, I'm not sure they're one of those teams that everyone really likes. I think everyone really, for the most part, roots against them.
I think they got a lot of negative kickback when Durant went there because they were already the champions. They were already much the best, and then all of a sudden it's really like you're overloading on one side. So I think that might have a lot to do with it, Rick.
I think so too, and that's what happened with the Heat when LeBron came.
Yeah.
And, Bosch came in the same year, so it's the same scenario.
Well, now I got to ask Brian this. Brian, do you think that the Heats are not the Heat, but the Knicks are feeling a little bit of nervousness?
Yeah, that was the first thing I was thinking of. Is does this somehow save the Knicks from wasting a 10-year contract on Durant? Seems like as soon as they sign guys, they typically plateau or tank. They might have been saved by this. They probably still sign him though, give him a 10-year contract.
Well, the word is too that the Knicks are looking to sign Kyrie Irving, who I think he's flawed. If you're bringing him into a team, I think you're going to have issues right away. And if you're going to bring Durant now, you're bringing let's say, an injured product in. So all of a sudden, like you said, the Knicks went from having possibly two of the best players in the league that if they get them, how effective can they be? I mean, it doesn't look like anyone wants to play with Kyrie, or it looks like Kyrie doesn't want to play with anyone else. So what are you going to do with that guy?
Plus, and then Brian,
I was going to say maybe they can go hire Tyronn Lue now that it looks like the Lakers weren't able to.
Hey, but you guys have you noticed that every time one of these big stars gets signed to a 10-year or more contract, they immediately get injured? You know, you got like Stanton for
especially in baseball,
the Yanks.
I think,
Durant, as soon as they get signed for 10 years or more, I can't believe Trout's not out yet, or Machado.
Well, Machado just hit his 231. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Machado has the same average as Bryce Harper. They're both hitting 230s.
They're both under 240. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me they just paid over $660 million combined for these two guys, and if they both go into a slump,
they're in a slump.
I mean, no, in a deeper slump, they won't even be batting 400
between them. You mean?
Yeah. Adding up. Wow.
Well, I know that they have power numbers.
Folks, we'll be right back. Fifth Street Sports. Back after this break.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about Elite Rehab Placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Hey, folks, we're back. Frank Perez, Sports Byline, USA Radio Network. I'm joined with Chip Chirimbus, Oklahoma Brian, and Florida Rick. We're breaking down this whole Durant and long-term guys. As soon as they get signed for 10 years, all of a sudden they couldn't hit forget a beach ball, they couldn't hit a Zeppelin. Both of these guys are batting what?
Well, the very first time they did it, I don't know if you guys remember a pitcher named Wayne Garland for Cleveland. He went out and he had a breakout year. It was like 19-4, and he was the very first guy that had that long 10-year contract. And I think he pitched maybe 6 more months in his entire career. He just got a bad arm and you think that these guys would adjust and learn from this. Other than the fact that maybe you guys are more aware, do they have insurance policies to pay these guys if they don't perform, or if they don't? Because they have to give them the rest of the money in baseball. They had a 10-year contract.
That's a great question.
I mean, football, I can see them getting insurance. We know some of the college players do it, in football, trying to protect their pro chances. But
yeah, I was actually thinking of it, Chip. I was thinking of it from the ownership standpoint. Do the owners have to, do they get insurance?
Well, that's what I was thinking as well. But we know that the college students do it sometime, before they enter the pros, before the draft.
Right.
Because
that's interesting. I've always wondered on those loans with college kids. Seems like it would be so. I mean, if they weren't already getting paid, it would seem so easy to kind of collateralize that loan into some kind of payment from someone who's willing to lend you against the fact that you're insured.
I'm sure there's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to that, and I bet they know what they're doing.
Wait, Brian, but you're already throwing accusations out there that these guys are getting paid. I mean, why would they need a student loan if they're getting paid?
No, it's a way to match the
Good
payments,
point.
is what he's saying.
If they weren't already getting paid, it would be another way to get paid.
Okay, now, but there are insurance houses that do insure these guys.
I would imagine.
There's a big company in Europe. I think it's England. There's
Lloyd's.
Lloyd's in London. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
owned by Berkshire, essentially by Warren Buffett. That made a fortune over the years in just insuring every little obscure thing that you could think of. Because in the long run, it pays to be on the insurance company side, not the insurance side.
Well, here's why I think these long-term contracts are no good for the team and the player and the fans and everybody. I played pro sports. We never got signed for more than 2 years. And, it'd be like 60,000, 35,000. We never got signed for more than 2 years. If we would have ever been signed for 10 years at a huge amount, it makes you complacent.
Absolutely.
You got to stay hungry. I think 1 or 2 years, and then, you got to stay wanting to play and earn your job, earn your dollars. You sign for 10 years for $330 million, I don't know.
Back in the day, these guys would play, and that $10,000, that $8,000, that $12,000 at the end of the year for if you won the playoffs and World Series had some value. Now, with these kind of contracts, I don't even think the desire to win is only with really special athletes, special players that have that competitive edge, and they just don't want to give it up no matter what. But
that's a great point, Chip, because I've always said, you could never say this as a professional athlete because you would be crucified for saying it, although I know they all believe it. At the end of the day, do you really care if you win? I'm not saying it's bad to win a championship. All things being equal, I'd rather have one, but I'd also rather live in San Diego than live in Detroit if I could choose, and that might actually be a bigger factor. And, having my kids go to a quality school district, having my wife live next to her relatives, all of these things. I think I'd put winning a championship not necessarily as number one, but maybe 5th or 6th on the list. But you could never acknowledge that publicly.
I think these guys are more concerned with expanding their brand, their personal name, than they are winning championships. It's just how it's evolved.
Yeah.
So you're trying to say, Brian, that if you were, let's say, an all-star shortstop, you would rather play, and with roles reversed, you would rather play, let's say Baltimore was a great team. You would rather play for San Diego and get no shot probably at a ring, but then let's say, or Boston. Let's say Boston. It's freezing cold. So would you rather play for Boston and get a ring, or San Diego and go to the beach with your kids?
Yeah, although I actually like Boston a lot as a city, but I get your point. Let's just say I didn't like Boston. Yes, I'd rather live in the rather live in the San Diego.
But you could never say that to your teammates or the fans. I mean, you would
never.
Be. I mean, that's a secret that probably you don't even want to be in on. You know,
exactly.
There are a lot of guys that just won't go to Toronto. I mean, they won't go to Canada. They don't want to
Yeah.
play there. I mean, when they had the Expos in Montreal, there were people that didn't want to. Well, there's a problem, of course, with the payments and the taxes and the money and the conversion.
Taxes.
But
Yeah.
why would you want to play?
Well,
there?
it's interesting you mentioned that, Chip, because that's been an issue with the NFL. The NFL would love to get into London at some point, but that's going to be a huge sticking point with them is the taxation. And how do you run a league under the same salary cap when the taxation and the other regulations are so different in one jurisdiction than the rest of the league?
We have issues here too. If you play in New York, you have to pay a tax, an income tax, and if you live in Florida or Arizona, you don't. So, I mean, playing with the Diamondbacks or the Marlins might be better off.
But that's why it's
Great point.
better to come play for the Raiders. I mean, we have no state tax here.
So we'll.
You know, I mean, right? I mean, now that's another advantage for everybody's going to want to play pro in Las Vegas. Besides the great weather in the city, there's no state tax, no tolls.
Go play. Maybe they using that logic, they should go play in Alaska and they get a little bit of a rebate.
No attendance
each year, right?
No, but you think I mean, oh no, forget it. Nobody's going to want to go up there. But you know what I was going to ask you, Brian? This year, I know you're up on this. Who are they featuring in Hard Knocks?
I don't think have they selected the team yet? Does anybody know?
Rick,
coming back
I
with
haven't
Cleveland
seen it.
again?
Are they doing Cleveland again? I don't think so.
I would love to see it again.
I would love to see it, but I don't think they would do Cleveland again.
Their
They're
head
too
coach
good
last
now.
year was so exposed during that preseason. You could just see the incompetence just surrounding him. It was just it was unbelievable.
It was remarkable.
Yeah,
Huh?
I don't know if it's been announced, but if it hasn't, it will be announced very shortly.
And related to Hard Knocks, I know that they're going to do what's the Netflix show on college football? Last Chance U. That's going to be that's going to be at the same school in Independence, Kansas that it was filmed at last year, and there's a plot twist that happens. Well, I can say it. It'll be. I think most people already know the coach.
No, you're gonna
Spoiler alert.
Spoil it.
It's known. It's out there. But they fired the coach after because the Last Chance U was actually last year's season, and they fired the guy after the season. So, if you haven't seen that show, that is one of the best sport shows in all of television.
I am going to be binging on that, Brian, because lately I've been just staying home every night and just absolutely going through series. It's like 6-7 episodes a night. And by the way, season 4 of Lucifer is back on today. If you haven't watched the first 3 seasons of that, he's very funny.
Frank, that show that you talked about on Netflix, you brought up with Bri the other day about the world's worst communicating husband, and he didn't tell his wife he had a brain tumor. Is that a true story, or is this just a fictional show?
Gosh, I don't know. It's so well done. It's done in England. They're in. I forget where in England, and it's called Dr. Foster.
You don't know if you're watching a real show or not?
No, I mean, I didn't actually see it when I did. I don't think so. All I know is, Chip, I've told you, and then these guys know that my wife accuses me absolutely since we've been married 31 years that I am the worst communicating husband. I never talk. I never share nothing. And we've already brought it out on the show. Now, I told you about Everest, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, there's another guy on Dr. Foster that he's got a brain tumor. He's talking to his doctor, and he says, "Doctor," he goes, "I was diagnosed with this, but they said it wasn't malignant. Eventually, it would kill me when it starts growing." And now my wife's having a baby. Okay, my wife is now having a baby, and it's grown, and it's going to be killing me within the next. It's going to be killing me within the next 4 months. But I never told my wife that I had this. Now, I said to my wife, "That guy's worse than me," because I would have definitely told you, honey.
Frank,
how
I
do you
agree.
now what's the most clever way to bring that up if you're the husband? Do you you're making out the grocery list and you say, "Oh, totally forgot to tell you, honey, I'm dying in 4 months. I got a brain tumor." Or,
By the
way, I keep forgetting to put things on the list. There's a reason.
Yeah, but
Frank,
really,
my question is, if this is a fictional story, would this qualify as being a worse communicator than you, since it doesn't really exist?
Yeah, I use fiction and nonfiction. I mean, I mean, I'm just trying to move down the list. Pretty soon, she's going to think that I'm pretty good. If I can just find 3 or 4 more guys like this.
You must have said something to her in 31 years. I mean, really.
No, but now you guys are laughing, but Brian, you got to. I know that you've been told that before, right, by your spouse.
I've been told by everybody that I'm a bad communicator. I didn't tell anybody that my wife was pregnant with our second child until, like, literally he was being born. I'm just the most. No, that's why I don't have Facebook or any social media. I don't divulge anything. I'm like
So you're gonna tell me when your child was being born, you called your friends out like, "Oh, you guys, listen, I can't come to the game tonight because I got to go down to the hospital because my wife's having a kid today." Like if she was making a pizza, like it was like
it just happened.
Wow, that's unbelievable, folks. This is Fifth Street Sports. We got the bases loaded today. Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, and Chip Chirimbus in the house. When we come back, it's talk you can bet on. We're going to give you some good stuff. Chip's on fire. Rick is doing real well. Brian's coming in. Back, folks, right after this break. You don't want to miss this part of the show. It's the gravy.
As soon as we're back out in our yard, we get company.
Dandelions, lurking crabgrass, and wheat-thin grass. But Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action takes care of them all. Now, with one bag, you can kill weeds, prevent crabgrass for up to 4 months, and feed for greener grass. Triple Action, so your lawn thrives, guaranteed. Only from Scott's.
Weeds aren't welcome here.
This is a Scott's yard. Pick up a bag of Scott's Triple Action today.
Trade pros. Whether you specialize in service or new construction, Ferguson knows firsthand how much work goes into a long day on the job, which is why we're committed to offering the products and solutions to get every job done right. With over 1,000 locations, an unmatched selection of specialty products, tools, and supplies, our pro pickup and same or next day delivery, you can trust that doing business with Ferguson will be the easiest part of your hard day's work. Visit Ferguson.com to find a counter location near you.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I do have a goatee. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And you know, when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
Folks, we're back. Sports Byline USA Radio Network. We got Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, and Chip Chirimbus in the house. I'm Frank Perez, and this is now Talk You Can Bet On. Okay, let's start. Why don't we start with Rick? We'll start with Rick. Let's break down your NBA and or whatever you got. We can make some money on.
Okay, yeah, I'll gladly do that. Before I go into that, I do want to let you know that we are trying to get a all England Europa and Champions League finals here going on, and I'm sure Nick is probably staring at the TV or his phone as we're talking. Chelsea and Arsenal are both vying to go. Well, Arsenal's through. Arsenal's in the final of Europa. Chelsea's right now is 1-1 there. I think tied on aggregate, tied on road goals. So that looks like it's headed to extra time. But it'd be fascinating if we got all four teams from England. I mean,
don't talk like that, Rick. Rick, every time you say that, I look over at Nick and I think he's got 2 rolls of quarters in his pocket, or is he that excited about this? I don't. This guy is so excited about what's happened in soccer in the last week that it's hard to stand it here.
Frank, look, it's not just been the last week. It's been almost the last 45 weeks.
Nick, can you give us
Here
some
we
we can
go.
bet on?
From
Here
the
we
kickoff
go.
of the Premier League, from the Community Shield, which is the kickoff event. It's the greatest show on earth, the greatest reality show on earth, the greatest sporting event on earth.
Wow!
You can have your
Fantasy Island. Where's Tattoo?
The great thing about globalization is you learn the world's just a little bit bigger than the 50 states of these United States.
Wow!
Yeah,
we got to hear it now.
Not all of it.
Better than the NFL.
No, I wanted to bring this up because I think it's kind of, we never really talk about soccer this show, but this is such an incredible week of soccer.
Can Nick turn
What's
this
happened
into a
in the
winner
last
for
3
us?
days.
Can we make some money on it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
probably a little too late.
Well, certainly in terms of the Champions League, Liverpool will be the favourites. Even though I'm a Liverpool fan, it's difficult for me to see them losing this. They did beat Spurs twice in the league this year. They finished the league 26 points ahead of Spurs.
Sort of like the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, look, Spurs could still win it, but Liverpool would be the favourites, and I wouldn't necessarily bet against them. In terms of the Europa League, I mean, you've got Chelsea, who are a one-man team, a guy named Eden Hazard, and then you've got Arsenal, who have a great attack but can't defend to save their life. So I would take the over on the Europa League final for sure.
Here's the only thing I got to ask you guys.
Provided, of course, Chelsea get there.
Which would be louder, okay? Which would be a louder whine or cry? Taking a lot, you're at the bank and you take a lollipop out of like an 8 or 9 month old kid in front of you, right? Or if Liverpool blows to Tottenham here in the finals. Which do you think is going to be a louder cry?
You know what? Liverpool have won the Champions League final 5 times. They won it more times than any team in Europe. They were in the finals last year, and they lost it to Real Madrid. They won it in 2005.
See the torture I got to go through?
They won it in 2005 in Istanbul against Real Madrid. They then against AC Milan. They then lost it in the final 2 years later against AC Milan. It's just life. It's football. That's what you do. It's sports.
You guys, there's a lot of chirping going on over here. We might have to ship it in on Tottenham.
I haven't seen the line yet. Have you seen the opening line, Nick or Frank or
No, I haven't. But by the way, just for you to really understand this, okay? Tottenham and Arsenal, that's one of the biggest rivalries in English football. That's called the North London Derby. Those supporters hate each other's guts with a passion.
Wow.
So, you're going to have every Tottenham supporter supporting Chelsea, if that's who Arsenal play in the final, or I guess it will be Eintracht Frankfurt if they make it through, and you're going to have every Arsenal supporter supporting Liverpool against Tottenham. That's the way it is.
Well, that's a good point, Rick. But now let's get to your NBA, buddy, or your baseball.
Yeah, well, tonight's a light card in baseball, so but I do have a couple plays, but we'll start with NBA. And I think we talked about this one a bit earlier, which is the Toronto-Philly game. Toronto's trying to close it out. You've seen what's happened in the last couple of games. Philly seems like they fell apart. Toronto's going into Philly now, and they're running 2.5. I actually like Toronto to close it out here, but I would take money line, but probably a cheap price. It looks like about 125, maybe 128 on the money line. I think Toronto's going to close it out tonight. I'm not sure if it's going to be a blowout or be a close game, but I do expect them to go through and face Milwaukee probably starting this weekend. So I really do like Toronto a lot here. And the other game, Denver-Portland, another closeout game. I kind of like Denver to close it out. You can see Denver's clearly the better team, so much quicker and more athletic, and Portland just looks like they're kind of moving around in quicksand while Denver's just flying around out there. And I love the fact you're getting points like 3.5, maybe 4 here with Denver. So I expect them to win, close it out. If not, I think you can still cover by losing by 1.2 or 3 points possibly. So that's what I like. I like both road teams tonight.
All right, Brian, you're up, buddy.
I basically agree with both of those plays. I liked the games yesterday better than these. Yeah. And baseball is kind of a light card. I don't know what we're going to have to break out arena football or squirrel wrestling or something for tonight. I don't know if we're going to have enough content for talking about on.
Well, we got WNBA coming up, guys.
Oh.
Well, but not tonight, right?
No, not tonight.
Another couple of weeks away.
Don't we got the Blues playing Boston today, or?
Yeah, Bruins and Hurricanes.
Oh, okay. So now.
Game one. Okay.
How about so Chip? Now you're on with this NBA. Can you get the folks out of free?
Yeah, I'm against both these guys. I'm thinking Embiid's supposed to come back and give us something. He's had 2 games where he's absolutely horrid. And is it the flu? Or was it, his knees are sore? I have a friend named Larry Ness who's in this business as well. I don't know if you guys know him. And in an elimination game like this, he takes the easy way out. He always likes to take the team that's an underdog, that's if they don't win, they're eliminated. So that and his reasoning is, I can only lose once in this series. But that isn't the reason why I'm liking Philadelphia. I'm just thinking that this is a spot for them. Embiid should show up. And Toronto certainly has looked like the better team the last 2 times out. But after the 3rd game, we thought Philadelphia was the team that was going to run with it. And yet Embiid hasn't shown up the last 2 times out. They've won without him, but I think Philadelphia is weaker without Embiid than the Warriors are without Durant. So I'm hoping Embiid can return and give me a performance here. That's who I like in this game. I'm going to play Philadelphia.
How about the night game?
The late game, this game. And we've done pretty good in this series, this Portland-Denver series. I'm going to play the home team, and they're in need. They're laying points, and I don't like the situation where you have a team in need laying points like this. But it was a matter of me playing against the public more than me having my own personal strong opinion on the side. I just figured I'd play against the money because the money seems to have gravitated toward the Nuggets right now, and I think there's more play on Denver. And they look like the better team. Who's going to deal with this center they have? This 24-year-old kid he's just got averaging 10 assists a game. Jokic, is that his name? And
Jokic, yeah.
Yeah, and Portland has had the issue of losing their starting center and then bringing in Kantner or whatever it is, and he is not quite up to par against this Denver center for sure. But, sometimes Lillard can get hot and McCollum can get hot, and the home court may mean an advantage here. But I did take Portland. And
he's got
my side is Philadelphia, though.
I think the Ramadan is taking its toll on him, too, as the further the series goes on.
It may, just who knows, these guys. I mean, we don't know what we're doing off the floor or, where their heads are, if their girlfriends broke up with them or something like that. And these guys are supposed to be paying attention to what they're doing right now. And I hope Embiid is healthy for my sake.
Wow.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think the last 9 games between Portland and the Trailblazers, Portland and Denver, have gone over the total. And I know the last 5 in Portland have gone over in the last 5 meetings. And that just seems like an easy way to go, to play over in that contest. So, of course, I did get the under.
Do you think maybe second half would be the way to go? Because if you're watching the series, it always seems like it's come with a crazy fourth quarter, whether it's because of overtime or because of crazy fouling at the end. That seems like why it's always going over. Or the last game, the Scrubs came in and I think scored 19 points in the final 2.5 minutes. So just whatever reason it is, it seems like it's always a late over. It never is like the first half goes over by 12 points. It doesn't seem like that.
You're so right about that Toronto game in Philly. I walked away. There was like 1 minute and 13 to go, and I think I had a 10-point leeway for the total to stay under, and it went over by like 4 points. So exactly what you're saying has been happening is they're scoring in bunches at the end. And Toronto was taking 3-pointers, and they had a 17-point lead. I go, what are they doing? And they were making them too.
Well, that's the same thing that happened in the Portland-Denver game. They kind of mirrored each other. Yeah. So I think so I kind of like your underplay because when it goes under, it's probably going to go under by a significant amount.
Hey,
as long as
Brian,
it's a close game.
Brian, you got any baseball? We have not heard from you too much in the MLB here in the last few days.
Yeah, there's like a parade just walked through my house. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Yeah, I don't have a lot of baseball. I do like Arizona a little bit tonight, but there's only 5 games to choose from. I liked the Astros a little bit, but it's already been bet up like 15 cents. So I don't think I could give that out. No, that's really it.
Brian, you're playing against Atlanta here, right? In this Arizona side.
Yeah.
Did you see the numbers on this Atlanta starter that they have tonight? I mean, they're pretty impressive.
No, tell me about it.
I think he's had 3 starts, and he's gone like 19 innings, only given up 11 hits. And I saw overnight that Atlanta was a slight favorite after getting swept in L.A., and that raised my eyebrow a little bit. I was figuring, how could this team be favored on the road after getting swept? And that's when I went and checked the pitcher stats. And the game is eventually, right now, it's like a pick 'em, or Arizona's a very small favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it was just one of the things I noticed about the game, and I was really wondering why Atlanta, they were giving them so much cred, because they're below 500, Arizona's above 500, Arizona's at home, and yet it's a virtual pick 'em. So I was kind of skeptical of that game.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of almost looks too good to be true, doesn't it? Pick 'em at home for Arizona.
Yeah, well, other than the fact this kid hasn't started, the Atlanta starter hasn't thrown in about 11, 10 days. So it's a tough call. I mean, this is not an easy business, and it's not an exact science. We know that. That's for sure.
But there's one thing that you guys always, you put it in my head during basketball when Brian was adamant about betting against the Knicks every day, and he was right for the most part. We made a lot of money on that. Then you guys put it in my head against betting against Felix and this guy Miley for Houston. You guys are completely anti-Miley the whole time, right?
He's not in the same category as King Felix. He's still capable of some good starts. Felix, I don't think he is.
Nick, that question, what is the most innings in a single game? Well, 26 innings. The Dodgers played 2-2 tie. Way back when, I think, against the Philadelphia, whoever they were.
26 innings.
26 innings is the longest game, and there was no result that ended in a tie.
Yeah, and that was from Albert Perez in Carson City, Nevada. Anyway, so folks, gosh, this Miley, is it better to bet against him, or I was looking at the over in this game tonight. What is it? 9 over minus 110?
I believe that's the total. I think it's a 9 flat. Yeah, I would lean to the Rangers here too. You're getting $1.50 on the road. The Astros seem to struggle with the Rangers a lot. Even when the Astros are, super team, the Rangers are one of the bottom feeders for whatever reason. I guess they play for some phony trophy they made up years ago. I think it's called like the Silver Boot. And so whatever it is, the Rangers always give the Astros trouble. Yeah. So at the end of the year, whoever wins more games in the series, they wins the Silver Boot. I believe it's the Silver Boot. Yeah. It's like a fictional thing they just made up like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Hang on, Rick. When we come back, we're gonna find out what this trophy's all about. Folks, we got to take a break. This is Fifth Street Sports. We'll be back. Wrap it up after this timeout.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports and Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Hey, you know, you guys, during the break, I was chit-chatting here with Chip, and you mentioned the that trophy game. What was the name of that one, Rick? The Silver Boot?
Silver Boot, yeah. I think it was just started a couple of years ago. So they play 19 games a year within your division, and so whoever wins the most games gets the Silver Boot. It's funny because, you know, we had all the college rivalries, like the old kid, and every Big Ten rivalry seems like the Florida, Rosedale, they all have a trophy to play for. So I guess this is baseball's first, and I'd probably be the only one for a while.
You know, Chip was telling me, what was the name of the series when the Mets played the Yankees interleague?
Oh, they had a Mayor's Trophy game they used to play in New York when the Mets first came into the league. And I was telling Frank, I said the Mets would have 8 wins by the All-Star break, but this was the big game of the year for them, and they would start everybody, and the Yankees would play nobody. And the Mets used to hang their hat on it. It was the Mayor's Trophy, which they do not play anymore because of interleague games. And it was a big day. One year they play at Shea, one year they play at Yankee Stadium, but it got to be cumbersome for the Yankees, who were always in contention, and the Mets who were not.
Wow. Well, I think I'm going to. Boy, you guys are completely opposed in the NBA. I might take a break then. I might take this Texas and over, though. I'm thinking, against Miley, Texas getting a price.
Texas was going to be my play, so I would lean towards the Rangers for
Maybe
sure.
It's a good night to go to the movies. Hey,
there's only 5 baseball games.
You know, we got a Fifth Street Social, so we want to say hello to the folks out at the Gold West Casino in Carson City, Nevada. Albert Perez and his staff, home of the $9.99 prime rib. It's great out there if you're ever in Carson City. Gold. But, folks, when we come back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific, at 4 p.m. Eastern, Rick, let's get our Houston Golden State game synced in for tomorrow, buddy. Everybody's going to be waiting for that. Thank you very much, buddy. And Brian, thank you, pal. I know you probably got a lot of things to do. Chip, I appreciate it. Folks, we thank you, and we appreciate you on Fifth Street Sports for watching and listening to us. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. here in the West, or 4 p.m. in the East.